So please, God,
Oh,
don't
God.
that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself. You know, you have certain standards that you believe in, and I believe that young people want to be directed. I watched, Counts do it for years, and I took notes, and very pleased to say that, we're upholding those same type of standards day in and day out, and it's hungry players. Arnold brings me these guys I've never heard of, and he swears that they're good, and you know what? He's right most of the time. These guys are hungry to play. They're aware of what it takes, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
Milwaukee Brewers manager on the MLB Network last night, winning for the second year in a row. NL Manager of the Year. Your
Woo!
Milwaukee Brewers manager. Look at you. I'm in the colors. You're in the gear. We are inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Trevor Thomas, my guy Mitch Thunder Nellis in for the vacationing Josh Albrecht this morning. That was the big news from last night, Thunder. Our guy Pat Murphy yet again.
Yep. Well-deserved. All the good things. No surprise whatsoever. I know some people here locally were a little upset it wasn't more unanimous. I think, 21 of 30 first-place votes?
27.
There was 27. 27.
First-place votes. Yeah.
I must have been looking at the American League one.
Yeah.
27, which is pretty darn good. I mean, listen, if there's going to be three knuckleheads in the group, 10%. I always used to say, and this is what my buddy Homer used to say, 4% of people eat an ice cream cone from the bottom up. So you're always going to have the crazies, right? There's always going to be those weirdos out there. I'm good with 27 out of 30. That's a great number. Well deserved. Murph is our guy. He gets Wisconsin, and he's been the perfect fit for the Brewers the past couple seasons.
Pretty crazy that Stephen Vogt and Pat Murphy both won it back-to-back in the NL and the AL. That's only happened two other times in MLB history.
Exactly. The second.
Any ideas who?
I do, because I looked it up.
Who?
One of them I knew. I knew Bobby Cox had done it with the Braves. That one I knew. You could have given me 1,000 guesses, and I would not have guessed Kevin Cash from the Rays just 4 years ago, 20 and 21. But good, weird, kind of good, but weird that it's just the second time ever in each league, and they both happened this year. What does it mean? What does it mean for a franchise that you win Manager of the Year 2 years? It means expectations weren't that high last year, and they overachieved them, and then expectations weren't that high again this year, and they did even better, right? What do you do for an encore? How do you win 3 in a row? There's no way, right?
Never happened. No manager has ever won 3 consecutive Manager of the Year awards.
Let's go.
93 and 69 last year, winning the NL Central. Hold my beer in 2025, 97 and 65, and the best record in Major League Baseball.
93 plus 4 is 97. 97 plus 4. Let's win 101 this year. Let's go.
If he doesn't get it, then I have questions. I would have had questions this year if he hadn't have gotten it. I understand how bad the series was against the Dodgers and how not great the last 40-ish games were in the regular season. But pause just for a moment. We're talking about an amazing team that played 500 the last 40 games, and that was a downer for us as Brewers fans.
Right. And regular season only, right? I mean, I think that's one of the things that people need to remember. Dave Roberts has only won one Manager of the Year in 2016. So it wasn't in any of the years he won the World Series because it's a regular season award. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like we have MVPs in all the leagues. That is regular season awards. I think we just have to that's okay. It's okay that we have regular season awards. If we want to make full season with the playoffs, listen, Dave Roberts gets a ring. He doesn't need to be Manager of the Year. He got a ring. Would Pat Murphy 1,000 times out of 1,000 rather have a ring? That of course he would. So let's not get into this weird squabble of they didn't do it. We know what happened in the postseason. That's a conversation for a different day. Today, let's celebrate Pat Murphy.
Let's do it. we chatted with Caleb Durbin on the show last week, and I also interviewed him for the Inside Wisconsin podcast, and I asked him specifically.
Caleb's my new best friend. La, la, la. Look at you, fancy pants. You are 19 feet taller than him. Is that weird?
Yeah. We'll definitely at some point meet and take a picture together. That's definitely going to happen. I asked him specifically about his relationship with Murphy and what makes Murph great. I also called Murph on the podcast Papa Murph, which I would love to stick.
Ooh, like Papa Smurf, Papa
Bingo.
Murph.
Papa Murph.
All right. All right.
Go.
So I have two. I have in being himself or being stern. Which one?
Yeah. So I was going to say,
do we want to play some sound now, or we want to save it for later? Yeah, or do you want to tease it?
How about both?
Ooh.
How about both?
Oh, I like that.
How about we're going to get in depth about Pat Murphy and all the things that made him the manager of the year?
Nice.
As we go into the morning mind dump at 7. But let's play this now because not everybody listening now will be with us at 7. So I specifically asked Caleb Durbin, what makes Murph great as a manager for you? And he talked about how Murph allows him to be himself. Here's what he said.
Murph was really awesome to me, right away. Just trying to make me feel like I was a part of the team already. He always says, like, you're in the big leagues. You're here because of who you are, not what you can do or what you've done in the past, but it's about who you are is the most important thing. So that kind of just helps me settle in. And because I hear that and it's like, okay, I could just be myself. Like myself.
Myself is enough. That's what he finished saying there.
Got it.
Myself is
nice.
Enough.
That's great.
Dude, imagine being
I want a leader like that.
Exactly. I was going to say 25-year-old kid going, I'm enough. Do you know how hard it is to get people to believe they're enough? I'm 42. Not so certain.
Yeah, I'm not 42. I was 42 once.
Are you certain?
It's a long time ago. We don't have to talk about all that. But no, that's, what? I think that to give the young guys, and I'll bet Caleb Durbin, I'll bet if you asked Quinn Priester, and I'll bet if you asked Blake Perkins, and I'm not picking on like the best players, but like that second tier, the guys who stepped up from time to time during the season, I'll bet they all would echo what Caleb said here about like that they were allowed to be themselves. They were told, just be yourself. Like, don't worry about all the other stuff. I love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And Q writes in on Q. Q writes in on YouTube. Let's throw this up on the YouTube and Twitter channels. Can Pat Murphy help out the leadership situation at 1265? What do you think about that, T?
He started in football. Remember, he's a football coach at heart. Notre Dame is where Murph got his start in coaching.
Yep.
I believe he took all of the things he learned about getting into the psyche of a football player and just matched it in baseball, and it's working.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. It's good for Murph. That's really exciting. We'll talk more about that throughout the day. I know we've got some Packers. It's not news. Packers topics. Packers national people being idiots. Well, I don't know
It's a little bit of news, I think. Lambeau was quiet yesterday as it was their normal Tuesday off day. Yep. I thought for some reason that we were just going to jump in cannonball style and have Matt talk the next day after a loss like he does every other Sunday.
Yep.
Nope. Tuesday off day. He'll chat today.
1:35
for Matt LaFleur. The players available in the locker room after practice around 3:40-ish. However, Micah Parsons wasn't quiet yesterday, and he wasn't quiet because of this dude named, Colin Cowherd. Yeah, that's right. Dude, get some respect for the Packers. Listen to what he had to say about Micah Parsons.
Hold on.
It says
there it is. Yep, I got it. It's still early. My brain doesn't work quite right yet. And it's funny. Before I play this, I just want to say I had a rant about Colin Cowherd last week about him talking smack about Giannis. Well, so let's this guy, man.
I don't know if you noticed this last night with Micah Parsons. He didn't have a sack. He didn't have a quarterback hit. Let me check the stats. Oh, it's the second straight game. No sacks, no quarterback hits. Micah is a great athlete and a heat-seeking missile. He is great to have in Green Bay when they lead games in the fourth quarter. But when they don't and the offense dries up, he's not very good against the run. And so Philadelphia at the end of a game can try to run the clock down,
which they did.
And just run at Micah.
God, he's so stupid.
He's a tool.
Yeah.
A huge tool.
Right. Like, he is an idiot. Tell me you didn't watch the game and don't watch film and have no idea what you're talking about without telling me all those things. Oh, you just did.
Dan Orlovsky called him out on that, right?
Yeah.
Responding to Micah Parsons.
Because Micah has the famous tweet, and we'll get to that. But then Dan Orlovsky replied to that and said, it's obvious he doesn't watch film. Like, he just tell me you don't watch film without telling me you don't watch film. Like, oh my God, there's so many things wrong with what Cowherd said.
I took a lot of that audio out. He went on a 3+ minute rant.
Sure.
And he called himself humble. What?
Humble
man?
That's impossible. That's impossible.
So Micah Parsons, for statistical purposes, played 53 of the 63 defensive snaps. That's 84.1%. The Eagles logged 34 rushing attempts and 26 pass attempts.
Okay.
Last I checked, that means Micah Parsons was in on the run.
Sure.
Numerous times.
Yep.
Well, Micah saw that rant yesterday from Colin Cowherd and tweeted at him and said this after 4 laughing emojis. We just held Saquon Barkley to 60 rushing yards, and our only losses have been holding teams to 13 points. Man, sometimes can y'all please STFU? You can.
Wow. Shut the front door.
Yeah, that's it. And enjoy great defense, would you? Why do you think teams come into the games that we're going to run the ball on 3rd and long? What effect do you think that is? Please stop giving people's mics or listening to trash. Mic drop.
Yeah. And he's absolutely right. Listen, the game Monday night didn't go the way we wanted it to go as Packers fans. Micah would agree. Matt LaFleur would agree. Jordan Love would agree. Josh Jacobs would agree. And we'll get to all of them as well. But to make things up when you're Colin Cowherd is just late. Like, the way he set this up is just like, I'm just going to be lazy about this. I'm not going to watch the game. I'm not going to do any research. I'm going to say, like, what I think maybe is a hot take to get clickbait, having no idea what I'm talking about. And that's what makes me sad, because Dan Orlovsky is also a national talking head. You know, he's on McAfee yesterday. He's got his own podcast. He's on NFL Today. He's got whatever the 4-letter word NFL programming is. He's on all that, but he actually breaks it down and tells the truth. And he says, like, listen, Micah's in there. He's getting the pressures if you look at what the opposing teams are doing, they're getting rid of the ball immediately. Nobody's sitting back in that pocket, so there's no time for Micah to get there. He's still getting pressures. He's still making the quarterbacks move off their spots. And if Cowherd would do like 1 ounce of research, he would know that. And it's just like, it makes me sad, because like, you and I have been in this industry for a long time and we work really hard. And meanwhile, we have a blow jackwagon like this guy who has no clue what he's talking about. And he gets the accolades for being a national guy and has no clue what he's doing.
And he hates the Packers.
He hates Wisconsin. He hates everything. He hates Brewers. He hates Bucks. Like, he hates all the Wisconsin teams.
Tool.
Yep.
What a tool. All right, Packers, Brewers covered at Badgers. Big win last night against Ball State, 86-55. They're ranked. That's basketball, by the way, not the football.
They're scoring like 150 points a game. No big deal.
It's wild.
What did you, if I had told you 15 years ago that the Badgers would be like, even like in this preseason, like, whoever they're playing before they get, that they're still like a team that's scoring in the 80s regularly.
Yeah, I believe, 15 years ago, defense, Wisconsin Badgers basketball, so maybe not, right? I was a kid in southeast Wisconsin. I grew up in Jefferson County, so I was halfway in between
right in
Madison and Milwaukee. Yep.
Pine Cone? You hit up the Pine Cone every once in a while?
Hit up the Pine Cone.
Yeah, let's go.
I lived at the Pine Cone.
Dude, I love the Pine Cone, man.
Lived at the Pine Cone.
Let's go.
Early 20s, may or may not have been a frequent flyer of the Pine Cone on the weekends around 2:33 in the morning.
Good for, as you should be.
With a safe driver, of course.
Of course, every time.
The Wisconsin Badgers grew themselves into what they are today, starting with defense. I remember, though, this dude named Michael Finley back in the day.
Sure. I was there.
He could score some ball.
I slept outside of the field house overnight as a freshman to get student tickets Finley's senior year. And then they didn't even make it. They didn't even make the NCAA tournament. Like it was such a. They had made it the year before, and then him and Tracy. All right, anyway.
We were at the
nobody
East Town
cares.
Mall. I was a kid. I was in grade school when Finley was playing. Sorry.
Yeah.
And sorry.
I'm that much older than you? Hold on. I got to check my watch. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable.
So we were at the East Town Mall, and I heard that Michael Finley was in there. And a bunch of me and my buddies
The place went nuts.
right out of East Town Mall.
I love it.
Kids.
Yeah.
Stupid kids.
Oh.
Speaking of basketball, big game tonight for a big name in the Milwaukee area.
True.
Kontu Knipple for the first time in his NBA career, and dude's having an NBA career, by the way.
Sherry Norgard's kid.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, do you remember do you remember the Nordgards at UW Green Bay?
I know Jeff very well.
Okay. But you don't remember him playing.
Well, I wasn't here yet.
Okay.
I wasn't here in Northeast Wisconsin.
No, but even throughout the state, like we would watch him in the tournament, like Tony Bennett and then Jeff Nordgard. Like there was state pride then for UW Green Bay men's basketball, which we could talk about with somebody maybe.
Well, you know what? He got drafted by the Bucks.
He sure did. He sure did. He wore the green and purple.
That's fascinating. Well, it's relative because it's Bucks at Charlotte Hornets tonight, 6 Central. It's the first time Kon Knipple plays against his hometown Bucks team. This has got to be so weird. Remember, how old's Kon? Is he 20 at the most?
Probably 20. I guess he could be 19.
Yeah, he could be 19. So 2 years ago, think about this. He was roaming the halls at Wisconsin Lutheran High School in Milwaukee.
Stud.
2 years later,
big man on campus.
Stud rookie in the NBA playing against Giannis.
After a season at Duke. How about that?
Right.
All right, ready? Here's how much I love artificial intelligence. How old is Kon Knipple?
What do you got?
Kon Knipple is 20. His birthday was August 3rd. So he turned 20 in August. Yeah.
His mom put out on social media when they played Luka the other night.
Yeah.
Luka was on Kon's wall a mere few years ago.
Crazy.
To him guarding him in the NBA. It happens quick, brother.
That's
real quick.
That's how it works, right?
Packers, Brewers, Badgers, Bucks, and other. Doug Gottlieb joins us again this morning at 8 a.m. And if you don't know the story about why Kansas, when GB played there just a few nights ago, chanted shorts on backwards, you'll find out at 8 o'clock.
I call that a day that ends with a Y when it's especially doing morning show. Man, I put my pants on backwards every day. I
Green
get
Bay.
dark out. Like, what's going on?
What was the name of the
You'll
rap
get
band
old.
when we
You'll
were
get
kids?
older. Oh, Crisscross.
Yes. They always had their pants on backwards.
Oh, I'll tell you some stories about Crisscross and high school dances as well.
Yeah. Good morning to Green Bay and the Fox Valley, Wausau, Duluth, Superior, and of course, Milwaukee. That is the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Follow us on social media at WI Sports Radio. I Have Questions is next on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch Thunder Nellis in for Josh this morning on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch Thunder Nellis in for Josh this morning on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Follow us on social media at Trevor Thomas IW and at Thunder MKE for us too.
Yes, sir.
At Inside Wis Sports and at WI Sports Radio. We're live on YouTube, by the way, and the Twitter. Just search at WI Sports Radio.
You didn't know you were going to get picked on the
on
the Nicolay Law Talking text line this early in the morning, did you?
Yeah,
baby.
Did. So did you see how I responded to that?
You know what? Very, very measured, very calmly.
Yeah.
You lead with kindness, my friend.
He's a frequent flyer.
Yeah, well, you gotta.
We call him T squared.
I thought you were T squared.
No, he's T squared. Trevor's troll.
Oh, I love it.
That guy has been in my shorts since we started doing this.
Bet your backwards shorts?
Yep. I had them on backwards, just like crisscross the Mac Data make you.
Jump.
That's it.
Nice.
All right, I have questions. Here we go.
Gotta hit the button. Whoa.
So Thunder and I were talking last night about all of these things that are happening in regards to the Packers and their offense. And you say, buddy, you got to go read an article from Rob Domofsky.
Mm-hmm.
Would you summarize that article? I read it, and I pulled a bunch of audio to help us tell the story as well. But why don't you give us the cliff notes of Rob's piece on ESPN.com?
I feel like the cliff notes is what Josh tweeted out last week. The identity of this team is inconsistency. Like they don't know. They know something's wrong, and they keep talking about that something is wrong, but they can't put that, like, they're just saying, oh, something's wrong and we got to clean it up, but they're not getting specific about what they need to clean up. And they need it from the leadership. They need it from the top down. They all need to be on the same page, because it just seems like they're in different places about who's doing what, whose role is what, whose voice is being heard, whose voice isn't being heard. It's just like a whole jumbled lack of consistency rolled into like 7 different balls of different sizes, thrown into a basket somewhere, and like nobody knows what's going on.
The Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text Line, 414-677-1250. We'd love your answers to this question. Why? Why are we having problems with consistency on offense? Jordan Love talked about the importance of details and consistency from the locker room last week prior to the game against the Eagles on Monday night. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, we're not getting any consistency right now. We're not getting into a rhythm. We'll have a good play here, and then it kind of just we'll have a negative play, whether it's a lot of things, whether it's a turnover, penalty, drop, sack, it's a lot of things. So it's just finding ways to keep the positive plays going, and avoid these negative plays that we're getting. But I think we're just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot right now and getting in the funk of, having some good plays and then not building off them properly and having a play that might hurt the drive and we can't overcome it.
Well, the first step to recovery is admittance.
Ooh, yeah.
We have to admit that we see the problem.
Yep.
Jordan Love sees the problem. How about Matt LaFleur? How is consistency in his eyes? Coach.
Consistency is the greatest measurement of performance. So any team can go out there and do it one time, but can you put repeat performances out there? And unfortunately for us, I don't think we've done that.
Clearly.
Master of the obvious, right?
Okay.
I mean, to say, yeah.
Okay. So we're aware, at least. Jordan Love's aware. Matt LaFleur's aware. Now, how did the game go? We all know that. Here's Jordan Love about consistency after the game.
Hold on. Do I not have this one?
Yeah, it says Jordan Love on not having consistency.
That's the first one we played.
No, that's different. Jordan Love on details consistency. Yeah, there's another one. That's all right. We can skip it.
Man, what is wrong with my? For some reason that one didn't download.
It's okay. It's all right. Jordan Love talked about there not being consistency. There's the quote.
Oh, how did this one not? All right, ready?
Yeah, go.
Let's see.
Then again, maybe not.
Oh,
That's
no,
all right.
It's
Moving
there.
on.
All right, it's there on my computer. All right, now we're downloading. All right, give me 1 second. It'll be there in a second.
We're building
some stuff. If it's not working, whether it's the calls or whatever, then it's not working. But understanding that the process, the details, we're doing everything right as players to be in the best position. So I think we just got to focus on keep doing that because you could tell when you look at the tape, sometimes the details are just off, and that's where we might have some negative plays that are holding us back and making it to where we're not as consistent as we need to be.
Hold on.
Some stuff, if it's not working, whether it's the calls or whatever, then it's not working. But understanding that the process, the details, we're doing everything right as players.
Yeah, doing everything right as players, question mark?
All right, so I want to get into this real quick because there were a couple plays from Monday night where wide receivers were covering up other wide receivers or covering up tight ends or covering up offensive linemen who had reported in as eligible, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about getting all the details right, on that last play to Josh Jacobs, horrible play call, horrible run call. He didn't get back to the line of scrimmage on 4th and 1. He fumbled. It wasn't going to work anyway, but it wasn't going to work anyway. The Packers were lined up wrong on that play. The Packers' biggest play of the night, 22-yard pass to Christian Watson, gets called back because of illegal formation. The players are not doing everything, and the coaching is completely out of whack. None of it is consistent, and none of it is right. Like, they're getting these things wrong in week 9 of the NFL season. These are not things you should be getting wrong at this point of the season. This is the type of stuff that should be buttoned up. You don't make a play, you don't make a play. That's going to happen. But to set yourself up for failure because you're not set up right? Like, what are we, peewees? What is going on here?
The only consistent thing from the Packers offense is inconsistency.
Thank you.
And the problem is they know it.
Mm-hmm.
And they all know it. Coach knows it. Jordan Love knows it. Josh Jacob knows it. Jason in Wynn Lake on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line knows it. 414-677-1250. He says the only thing more boring than this offense is listening to these politician-like answers from these press conferences. It's the same thing over and over.
It is, but it's not. Like Jordan Love there saying we're buttoned up. The play calling might be an issue. Like if you read between the lines, I think there's some tension there.
About there's absolutely tension
about
there.
The play calling and whatever it is. And we can hear from Dan Orlovsky. We can play it now or we can play it later. But he had a real issue with the play calling of the Packers on Monday night.
Did Josh Jacobs. So let's get to him first, because Josh Jacobs talked about this in the locker room after the game. And we happened to catch it on audio during the game when the Eagles knew the play they were running. So here's Josh Jacobs talking about it. And then you'll hear in the middle of this clip how obvious it was to the Eagles defense, the exact play that they were running.
4th and 1, they called out our play. We ran it like 4 times. They called it out. As a runner, it don't never feel good. Whenever they know what we're doing, they'll never feel good because it changed my mind on how I'm going to run the ball, if we just being honest. It makes me kind of like guess what I'm going to do. Obviously, people are smart. If we got cold words or whatever, you hear it a few times, like you're going to eventually react to it.
Oh, good. So now it's so obvious that we're playing and running the same play so consistently that they know it's coming. And did you hear what Josh Jacobs said? It changes the way I run the ball.
Right. What are we doing here?
Wait, so why is this so obvious to everyone else but not to us? This is where Dan Orlovsky has a great take on the consistency of the play calling. and how it shouldn't be so consistent.
I don't find this offense predictable. I think there's a lot of moves. Sometimes I feel like they're overly complicated. Can we all agree to stop putting a non-mobile or non-threatened running quarterback in the gun on 3rd and short and 4th and short? If you're not going to run the quarterback on 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, stop being in the shotgun to run football. That doesn't make any sense. If you have him as a running threat, then I'm fine with it. But if the guy's never going to be a running threat on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, then why are we in the shotgun handing the football off? But I don't find it overly complicated. And I think to be more aggressive, 2nd down is the reason the Packers lost the football game. On 2nd down, they're terrible on 2nd down. And on 2nd down, it's run, run, run. 2nd and 9, run. 2nd and 8, run. 2nd and 10, run. Well, like the defense is aware of that.
4th and 1, what's coming?
A shotgun inside trap run. And if they don't go inside because the defenses know it's coming, I mean, Josh Jacobs has nowhere to go. Inside, outside, it didn't matter. Running that play over and over again. There's I don't even know who it was on Twitter, like over the past couple of days, but like a list of like inside traps they run from the shotgun. It's like every time they're in the shotgun with Josh Jacobs, inside trap, inside trap, inside trap. It's funny that Dan Orlovsky said, like, maybe it's at the beginning of his quote, he said maybe it's a little too complicated, but then he corrected himself later on and said, I don't think it's overly complicated. And then he went on and doubled down and said, this is the most obvious thing in the history of the world. Like, their play calling it couldn't be more predictable.
It's wild. And that's what they were talking about, how the offense is letting the defense down. That was the summary of Rob's article. It's interesting. Somebody on the Nicolay Law fan talking text line, 414-677-1250. He says, interesting. Don't need the Cliff Notes. Saw the movie on Monday. And that's the problem. Now, here we go against the Giants this weekend. Can you imagine? I don't want to put this in the atmosphere, but let's
slow down.
Think here for a second.
Hold on. I need you to take a deep breath before whatever you're going to say. Take a deep breath.
Thank you. This crap better not show up against the Giants, or we're going to have real problems. Real ones. Like, we don't have them yet. These are problems that we're still a winning-ish team.
Yep. Do you know our point spread, by the way? Real quick, do you know the point spread?
It opened at 8.5. Did it change?
It's down to 7.
Okay.
Money coming in on the Giants.
Last night. You and I talked about this last night. Are we, the Green Bay Packers, the 24th ranked Washington Huskies, coming into Camp Randall this weekend at the New York Giants? The Giants have nothing to play for. They just canned their head coach. They have things to prove. And here we go. Not exactly a top 15 team at the moment, with yet the talent to get it done. Please, God, make sure that we're ready and consistent. I'm really curious to hear what Matt LaFleur has to say today after watching the tape back from the weekend and just analyzing how in the world he called a play that the Philadelphia Eagles defense literally knew was coming. The second they set up in it, that audio is crazy to me. That's the first time I've ever heard that, Thunder. I've never heard a defense in the moment literally call out the play that's happening and where it was going to be ran.
I and you say that, and I'm guessing you've seen it because I think we've seen it, but it's very rare that you see it. I feel like it happened to Peyton Manning a few times, and it happened to teams that are predictable, but it also happened to teams that are dominant. Like if the team knows you're going to run it down their throat and you run it down their throat, that's one thing. In this case, the Packers need a first down on 4th and 1, and for them to just run the same play they run every time and I think Orlovsky makes a great point about why you're running that play out of shotgun. You don't give yourself any advantage if there's no chance that Jordan Love's going to keep that ball. How? And I don't know if it would have worked. I've gone back and watched what happened to Josh Jacobs on that play a million times. I didn't watch what happened on the top of that on the left side of the line. I have no idea if Jordan Love had kept that ball and had ran a bootleg, if that could have worked. But part of me thinks to myself, like, man, Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs hear that at the line. Jordan Love, you just got to keep that ball. You got to keep that ball and you got to figure something out.
Good point.
And,
Really good point.
it's like that's part of the maturation process, but that's also part of like getting football and not being an idiot. And like Jordan Love's not an idiot. He made a bad read, a bad call, and followed through in a way that he should not have.
So I have an apology before we get to break.
Oh, no.
I told you yesterday that me and my oldest son got into a little tiff on Monday
night
at the end of the game.
A disagreement. Not a fight, a
One
disagreement.
of us plays football. The other one talks about football.
One of them has watched more football than the other one's been alive.
Also valid. However,
Just saying, kids.
He was right on this one.
Okay.
So his argument in that moment was that was a really bad play call. Now, I said it's 4th and 1. It's okay that we use a run play call on 4th and 1.
Okay.
Little did I know that little punk knew exactly what he was talking about, because it was all of these things. It was the choice. It was the shotgun.
Right.
It was where they were going to run it in particular. And I just got a text that says, and I quote, "So you agree with me now?" Sure do.
Yeah. I don't know if you know or not, but the Packers actually printed out the play and handed it out to the Eagles before they ran the play.
There you go.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry, Rhodes. My bad. You were right. Last time I'm going to say that. Up next, the most electrifying sound of the day. Apparently, even the a-hole, that was close, a-hole Eagles fans were shocked about how amazingly nice we are here in Wisconsin.
Midwest nice, baby.
And they were uncomfortable, to say the least.
I love it.
The most electrifying sound is next. This is Inside Wisconsin Sports on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Maybe you should stop throwing batteries at Santa.
What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch Thunder Nellis is in for Josh this morning. Time now for the most electrifying sound of the day. Here we go.
The most electrifying
Sound of the day
The most electrifying
on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Brought to you by Best Electric. Learn more at bestelect.com. Don't stress. Connect with the best.
Let's set this up a little bit. This hit yesterday online. It's from the Uncut Milwaukee podcast.
Yep. Dude named Richie Burke does a great job. Podcaster I know he's had Milverine on, the Milwaukee Wolverine. But he's also done a ton of stuff with our good friend Dario Melendez and Jen Latta, with Steve Novak. He's a solid podcaster. You should check him out. Milwaukee Uncut.
So I believe it's him that walked around the parking lot of Lambeau Field and started to ask questions of Eagles fans in regards to how nice Packer fans are. But here's why this is relevant. We talked about this last week prior to the Eagles fans coming to town.
Okay.
There was a significant increase in arrests and ejections, plus EMS incidents and hospitalizations when the Eagles were at Lambeau in 2019.
Really? Okay.
8 arrests, 29 ejections, 17 EMS incidents, and 2 hospital transports. What happened this past weekend, you ask? Not nearly as bad. 3 arrests and 9 ejections. And from what I could tell, no hospitalizations and no EMS trips.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Significant improvement.
Was the 2019 game, what time of day was that? I wonder, was that a Sunday afternoon? Like, I wonder how that changes things. If it was
Josh and I talked about that actually, and I think it was either a Thursday. It was a night game. It was a Thursday night game,
okay,
or a Sunday night game, and that's relative because that's what we were worried about with this Monday night game.
Yep.
Turns out we didn't need to worry about that because it was significantly down. We believe it's because we are so gosh darn nice.
Packers, go Birds. But this is pretty cool.
Are you weirded out by the friendliness of the people here?
I'm born and raised in Philly, so this is like new to me.
Does the friendliness of the people weird you guys out at all?
It's nice, but different. I need somebody to call me a dickhead.
No one's done it yet?
No.
One guy just said, fly away, birds, fly away.
Yeah, the people have been very kind. I would actually like a little bit of animosity.
Is it refreshing?
No.
What did you think of pull tabs?
They were the most entertaining thing at a bar ever.
Did you win any money?
We gave it all back to the pull tab.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
You guys get weirded out by the friendliness of people.
Yes.
So far, not gonna lie, your fan base is one of the best I've ever encountered. Everybody's nice, so nothing but love. Oh, bye!
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, so fantastic audio, number one.
Midwest nice, baby.
They want us to poke the bear. And we said, nope, why don't we hug instead?
I should have gone, if dumb Josh hadn't gone to Disney and I was hosting the Mason Crosby show at noon, I would have been there. And the animosity level would have ramped up about 17 times because I would have but then again, I'm originally from Boston, so I have a little bit of that East Coast in me too.
You are the problem. Got it.
I want to be the problem. Instead, I was stuck home on my couch being nice to my kids.
So
yelling at
maybe
the TV.
Okay, I was going to say, maybe we've learned, Eagles fans. Congratulations. Maybe you don't need to be as aggressive as you have in the past. Well done. But that has a lot to do, and they admitted it right there. That has a lot to do with us being super nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very
good point.
nice.
It's a good point.
Thunder, will you tell us about our awesome sponsor of the most electrifying sound of the day?
Absolutely. Best Electric, connect with the best. Bruce and Nate and their team over there at Best Electric are the best. They've been to my house. They did the recessed lighting in the family room. They did when we redid our basement, they did the basement. Best Electric is absolutely the best. Connect with the best. Bestelect.com. Bestelect.com. Absolutely fantastic. No job too big, too small. Commercial, big real estate developments, all the way to coming into your house. And I mean, they'll fix a light switch. I mean, they want to do, they'll give you some suggestions on more stuff to do too. But they do great work and can't wait. Hopefully, I don't have too many projects for them because they've already done most of my stuff. But whenever I do have a project, I know that's who I call.
From the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250, a note from John here in Green Bay, where I am. He says, I didn't think it was that bad on Monday night. John, you're right. That's the conversation. There were only 3 arrests and 9 ejections, but in comparison to the last time the Eagles were in town, it is a massive improvement, and we believe it's because we are so just gosh darn nice.
I like that, but I do wish we had a little bit of the jerk in us. Jerk's not the word I want to say, but I do wish we had a little bit of that. And even before the game, I just wish like I love the hospitality, but I also wish that we were like that there was a little more of an edge. I do think that Wisconsin fans in general need a little more of an edge from time to time. Not off the wall, not East Coast, but just a little bit more of an edge. Just a smidge of an edge. A smidge of an edge. Can we get a smidge?
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge of an edge.
Just a skosh.
Like be
just
nice, be welcoming, but also be like, yeah, but you're also a bunch of jackwagons. Go back home. Spend all your money here, though.
Yeah, please. Thank you for the economic impact.
It's what we say to everybody who drives up from Illinois, right? During the summer. It's like, spend all your money here, go back home.
I try really hard not to spend money down there. Illinois.
Fair.
Illinois. The Morning Mind Dump is next on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Get it off your chest and out of your head. Wow, did we do the great job of that yesterday?
Sure did.
It's one day removed. How are we doing? How are we carrying it all? Get it in. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. That's Thunder. This is the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. So please, God, don't God that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself. You know, you have certain standards that you believe in, and I believe that young people want to be directed. I watched, Counts do it for years, and I took notes, and very pleased to say that, we're upholding those same type of standards day in and day out, and it's hungry players. Arnold brings me these guys I've never heard of, and he swears that they're good, and you know what? He's right most of the time. These guys are hungry to play. They're aware of what it takes, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
Words well said by the 2025 NL Manager of the Year, our Milwaukee Brewers manager, Pat Murphy. Back to back for Murph again this year. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch, Thunder, Nellis in for the vacationing Josh Albrecht this morning here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Ahoy.
Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Mitch? Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you as well. Potawatomi Sportsbook has the Packers currently as 7-point favorites against the New York Giants. We still don't know who's going to be starting at quarterback for the Giants on Sunday. Jackson Dart still in concussion protocol. We should learn more today. NJNewJersey.com reporting that if he doesn't go, Russell Wilson would play. But still, Jameis Winston is still there. And I think I'd be surprised if a new coach didn't give him a shot after watching how absolutely bankrupt Russell Wilson has been this season, especially blowing that game last Sunday against the Bears.
As a Wisconsin fan, it makes me a little sad to see how Russell Wilson's career is ending. It's a bummer.
It went fast. And like you saw signs of it in Seattle, but like he could still play, and he wasn't that old. And I know he ran a lot, but his arm was big too. I mean, he was a pocket passer. And then the huge trade that they made with Denver. By the way, I want to live in the alternate universe where the Packers made that trade with Denver instead of Seattle, because there were rumors that the Aaron Rodgers trade could have been that trade one season earlier. And the Seattle Seahawks got a boatload, way more than the Packers got from the Jets, is what Seattle got from Denver in that trade. I kind of want to see in that alternate universe how that would have worked out for the Packers had they traded Aaron Rodgers earlier to Denver for a similar cache of goodies that Seattle ended up getting, and seeing how that would have worked out. I'm just we all have these sliding doors questions about like what would have happened if. I'm a little curious about that one.
You asked me yesterday if I've ever been to Seattle for a Seahawks game.
I did.
I was there.
I actually just asked if you'd been to Seattle. I didn't even ask about a Seahawks game specifically, but you have been there for a Seahawks game?
Yes and yes.
Seahawks Packers?
No, it was okay. We had a buddy that played for the Seahawks years ago. That was a Packer that we had met here, and he went out there, so we went out to visit him.
Not John Ryan.
No, Breno Giacomini.
Oh, sure. Yeah, offensive lineman, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So we went out there to watch him play. I made a critical error in judgment that weekend. You know the Packers tent sale that they have? Have you ever been to that?
No, but I assume it's like everything's at a discount.
No, it's all of
the opposite.
No, yes, and so it's all of the Packers like leftover stuff that the players wear. Their team, their team shoes, their team pants.
Yep.
The
I've heard of
just
this.
all of the stuff that essentially they got to get rid of and they blow out.
Okay.
Right? So in one of the racks, I found a game worn Breno Giacomini jersey.
Done.
Now, these are tight jerseys.
Right, because they have to fit. They can't
Right. So human beings that are not playing football should not wear these jerseys. They're
right. We like
baggy. No room for a question.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I, like a moron, chose to wear this jersey to that Seattle game.
Did it show off your moves?
No, it just showed off my idiocy because I was in Packers gear at a game that had nothing to do with the Packers.
Oh, but you had the jersey of a player who was there.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Oh no.
We got sideline passes from Breno.
Oh no.
I was on that field with Breno Giacomini's Packers.
Did you have a jacket or a coat or anything to wear?
No, sure didn't.
No, you can't do
Bumped into Kenny Mayne, who asked if I was his brother.
Yeah,
I was.
Right.
Let's just say,
you should have gone with yes.
Quarter.
You should have gone with yes.
Well,
how fun would that have been with Kenny? You could have made the main event.
The main event.
That was the thing for a minute, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. He did some stuff here in Wisconsin with that, with the Hayward Lumberjack Festival. I don't know why I remember that off the top of my head, but I do. I can't figure out what I had for lunch yesterday, but I remember that main event was in Hayward doing something about lumberjacks.
How much do you get into like the clickbait of like the 4-letter network and their headlines? For, like on their morning show, like Get Up is on right now, and Jeff Saturday is talking. And the headline, they're showing Jordan Love make mistake after mistake after mistake. And it says, could Jordan Love's performance result in Matt LaFleur getting fired? Do you get involved in that? Like, when you see those, do you get mad that people are picking on Wisconsin? Or are you like, I wonder if this could happen?
Any news is good news. I love that.
Oh, so in a Vince McMahon sort of way, like any publicity is they're talking about my team and I'm in for it.
It's 8:06 on Get Up, and the story is about the Green Bay Packers on a random Wednesday.
Yep.
I'll take it.
All right. I like that. I like that.
No matter the storyline.
Oh, nice.
All right. Before we get to the morning mind dump, I want to mention one quick text that came in on the Nicolay Law Fan Talk and Text line, 414-677-1250. We were talking about that call on 4th and 1 that the Eagles knew was coming on Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in the 920 said, say what you want about Rodgers, but in his third year of starting, he would have known the Eagles thought that play was going to be there, and he would have tossed it over their heads.
Yep.
So in accordance with what we just talked about that's happening right now on Get Up, is that true? Should we have larger expectations of Jordan Love in his third year based on Aaron Rodgers' third year? Because we all know what happened that year.
So I think not based on Aaron Rodgers. I don't think it has anything to do with Rodgers, but yes, I think we should have higher expectations from Jordan Love. I do believe that in your third year of starting and in a Monday night game on 4th and 1, when you set up for a play and the defense literally calls it out, you figure something else out. Like, you can't run a play 100% is going to fail. You can't run that play. And so I don't understand what's going through his head specifically. He's the only one out there, right? The clock is running down. There's whatever seconds left. There's no timeouts left. There's that, or what, whatever's going on. Maybe there were timeouts left there, but like, you can't run that play. The defense is literally calling it out. You're not a rookie anymore. You're not even a young quarterback anymore. It's your third year as a starter, but it's your 6th year in the league. You have to figure something else out, whether it's switching the run play or faking the run and throwing it a quick, like, over the top to tight end or something, or bootlegging it yourself. You have to do something else. And that's not on the coaching. I really believe that's not on the coaching.
Well, that play call is.
The play call, right. But then when you get there and you realize this isn't going to work, the play call is on the coaching and is broken. Okay? 100%, that's on the coaches. But then when you get up to the line in the thick of it and you realize it's not going to work, that's on you. You have a chance to be special, to be a leader, or you have a chance to just suck. And he chose to just suck. And that's not okay. I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, you might be really right on that, because look back at your screen on that 4-letter network. They're saying it's Jordan Love, the weak link for the Packers.
Right.
Ugh,
and I don't know if he is, but I don't believe he is the solution. He's really good when everybody else is really good. He's really good when the offensive line is good. He's really good when all the receivers are healthy and he's got his full complement of everybody. But when he needs to do something, I don't think he does something.
All right. Well, that's morning mind dump-ish.
It sure felt it. It sure felt it.
They understand, they talk to me.
The coffee is kicked in. We're awake and ready to roll. Let's get some things off our chest and out of our heads.
You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore. I'm in a glass case of emotion.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!
It's time for the Morning Mind Dump on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
All right, get it off your chest and out of your head, Wisconsin.
I gotta get something out of my head real quick.
That was quick.
From that open. Every time I hear the glass cage of emotion, all I can think of is milk was a bad choice. So good. That's such, you know what? I'm going to say something a little heretical as well. I don't think that's a great movie. I think it has a million great lines. I think it's a good movie. It's an entertaining movie. I don't think Anchorman is a great movie. I think it gave us a million great lines. And maybe that makes it a great movie. Maybe that makes it a great movie. But on its own, I don't think it's a great movie. And I'll go to hell for that. I'm okay.
Can you name a great movie that Will Ferrell was the lead in?
Ooh.
I know.
And I don't love Will Ferrell, so you're playing into my you know what? You know what was a great movie? It was the serious movie he was in with Emma Thompson and yeah, right. Where he was, his life was being narrated and he didn't know it. Was it Meg? It wasn't Maggie Gyllenhaal. It was the other one who looks like her, who I'm gonna get in trouble because I just think women actresses look like each other. I don't know. Anyway, but no,
your mind dumping all over the place.
Exactly.
Mitch.
This is the Morning Mind Dump. Here's Trevor.
Here we go. The Nicolay Law Fan Talking Text Line. All right. 414-677-1250. I don't care what it is. You can get it out. If it's about movies, if it's about Will Ferrell, if it's about Pat Murphy, which is what we're going to talk about now. It doesn't matter. That's my favorite part about this segment. Whatever's on your mind, get it out. We can handle it. Well, I can handle it. I'm not sure if Mitch can handle it, but I can handle it. I think you can handle it.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm way more than 40.
40. I'm a man.
You coming to my birthday party in February? It's a big one.
Ooh,
it ends with a 0.
50.
I didn't say that number. I didn't say that number on purpose. Why you got to say it aloud?
You're 60 because you just said you're more than 40.
It just ends with a 0.
Next number with a 0.
I mean, we all know it in our head. You didn't need to say it out loud.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were 60. I wasn't going to say that.
And I'm going to reach through this microphone and
I knew you
strangle you.
Pat Murphy, if you missed it, NL Manager of the Year for the second year in a row. So what is he doing so right? And this is part of my morning mind dump. I know that there's a lot of Brewers fans, myself included, that were very disappointed that this year wasn't the year. We were supposed to have a World Series ring to be talking about right now. We should be celebrating the NL Manager of the Year, Milwaukee Brewers manager Pat Murphy, with a giant hangover from the World Series. I would love to still be hungover from the celebration that would be a World Series championship with the Milwaukee Brewers. But alas, it wasn't meant to be. However, we have to admit that Pat Murphy is doing something really, really right with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Absolutely.
He talked about it when he talked last night, and we played it at the top. We're going to play it again right now. Pat Murphy on what it's all about in Milwaukee and why he is able to win these awards. Why?
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself, you have certain standards that you believe in, and I believe that young people want to be directed. I watched, Counts do it for years, and I took notes, and very pleased to say that, we're upholding those same type of standards day in and day out, and it's hungry players. Arnold brings me these guys I've never heard of, and he swears that they're good, and you know what? He's right most of the time. These guys are hungry to play. They're aware of what it takes, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
So he brings me players that I've never heard of. That was the key piece that I heard him say there. There was a particular player he had probably never heard of that showed up in the Brewers organization this year and was one of the 3 finalists for the NL Rookie of the Year.
None of us had heard of him, right?
Caleb Durbin.
Yep.
I hadn't. He came over in the trade for Devin Williams from the Yankees organization, along with Nestor Cortez. Who? Exactly.
Yep.
But Caleb Durbin stuck. So he chatted with me on the Inside Wisconsin podcast.
Humble brag.
As to what it's about in regards to Murph. He said 2 things. The first one I want to play is Caleb Durbin on Murph and being himself. Listen to this.
Murph was really awesome to me, right away. Just trying to make me feel like I was a part of the team already. He always says, like, you're in the big leagues. You're here because of who you are, not what you can do or what you've done in the past, but it's about who you are is the most important thing. So that kind of just helps me settle in. And because I hear that and it's like, okay, I could just be myself. Like myself is good enough.
Myself is good enough.
Wow.
So hold on.
Wow.
Do you know how hard that is? Do you know how hard that is to make a man at 25 years old believe in himself and that himself is good enough? Whoa.
I agree.
When Pat Murphy said, I believe that young men need direction, it's working. Whatever direction he's given Caleb Durbin, for Caleb to believe in himself and that he himself is enough just as a man and his character, and that's why he's here. Whoa. Imagine how much other managers, other coaches could get out of their players.
It's a good feel.
If you believed in yourself based on their feedback.
Real quick, we have some minor breaking news.
Adam
Schefter reporting that the Giants are expected to start Jameis Winston Sunday against the Packers. They have said that if Dart is cleared, they could still go with Dart. But Russell Wilson out of the equation with our New Jersey Giants as they host the Green Bay Packers this Sunday. I would file this under as bad news for the Green Bay Packers because, as we know, Jameis Winston is a type of personality who can get guys to rally around him. He may turn the ball over 3 times, but he is a fun guy. He gets his guys to play well around him. I do not think this is good for the Green Bay Packers.
Great.
On the record. I want to be on the record immediately saying that. I do not love this for the Green Bay Packers. Russell Wilson is like completely bankrupt as a player at this point. I think Jameis Winston brings them an energy that I don't want them to have at all. And they're going to have said energy now at this point. Yeah.
And now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, exactly.
Caleb Durbin, talking about Murph. This is the one I really wanted to get out for you guys. So we asked him about Murph's sternness and what happens when you disappoint Murph. Because I agree that Papa Murph is the type of guy that you don't want mad at you, but it's even worse when he's disappointed. So, hey, Caleb, tell us about a time when you made a mistake. What was that like? By the way, I bleeped out the cuss word he used. This is hilarious.
You guys see all how he is with the media and joking around all the time, and he's that same way with us in the clubhouse. But you guys can also get a sense of like he's stern. Like you don't. Like if he doesn't like something that you're doing, he's not going to be shy about it.
What were you doing that he didn't like?
It's small things. It's small things.
Give me
I
one that you
I got picked off at second, and my ass was grass. Within my first week in the big league, so I learned real quick. Had to clean that shit up.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. And he did, and that's what you clean up, and that's what the Brewers did well all year, right? Is like. They weren't perfect. They took extra bases and they were aggressive. And sometimes it didn't work out. Sometimes they got thrown out. Sometimes it didn't work out. But you learn from it, right? You don't do that bleep again. And you're smarter. You do force the defense to make plays, but you do it in a smart way, in a way that you're not going to throw away outs. You only get 27 of them, so you got to use them. And Caleb learned right away, and I love that about that. That's a great story.
But it happened in sequence. Caleb Durbin first had Pat Murphy help him believe that he was enough. And then he had the respect to be able to correct it and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
You want to take one quick call before we get to break?
Let's sneak in Ron in Rome. Ron, you're on the morning mind dump. And now he literally just hung up. Like I literally turned on the phone and I hope everything's okay, Ron. That's all I'm going to say.
We do this on Wednesdays, and with Mitch here, it's no different. We call it Would You Rather Wednesday. I've got 5 questions for Mitch in regards to sports and Would You Rather, and Mitch has a couple 2-3 questions for me.
You don't know what I have.
I have
you
no
don't know
idea
my
what
life.
you have.
I did write down questions, actually. I got them right down.
We'll look for your feedback on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line 414-677-1250. If you've got a Would You Rather question in the sports realm here in Wisconsin of your own, send it our way. We'll answer it. Maybe. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Thunder is in for Josh. This is the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. All right, what's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch Thunder Nellis in for Josh this morning. On Wednesdays, we play a game called Would You Rather. It is based on Wisconsin sports-ish. So, I mean, if it has to do with Wisconsin or Wisconsin sports, Wisconsin sporting life, we're in. Okay? I'm going to ask you one. You ask me one. I'll ask you one. You ask me. We'll go back and forth. There's already some good ones.
I saw that. Yep.
That have come in on the Nicolay Law fan talking text line.
Nicely done, people.
414-677-1250. By the way, just got confirmation in a little under 1 hour from now, the radio voice of the Milwaukee Brewers, Lane Grindle, will join us at 8:25 to chat about his experience with the NL Manager of the Year, Pat Murphy. The Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, we're statewide, Thunder, 99.7 WNFL in Green Bay and the Fox Valley, 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan in Milwaukee, 93.9 The Game in Wausau, and 710 The Game in Duluth Superior. All of us in the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Follow us online at WI Sports Radio, where we're live on YouTube and Twitter as we speak right now.
Yes,
All
sir.
Right, Would You Rather Wednesday?
Ooh.
I can't believe this, but I actually have one of the questions for you that came up in this, meaning I wrote this. So somebody sent in literally a question that I wrote for you.
That you had for me. Okay.
I'm going to jump to this.
All right, let's go.
All right. One has to go.
One
Would
has
you rather,
to go.
One
Okay.
has to go.
Okay.
Would you rather LaFleur or Love?
LaFleur or Love? With the current contract status, everything.
Yeah,
like
it's a you don't get more information in
Right,
Would
right,
You
okay.
Rather. It's just this is it. Would you rather? One has to go. LaFleur or Love?
Guess LaFleur is gonna go.
I
I don't feel good about that though.
That's based on you and I texting on Monday night.
Right.
I did not think that's where you were gonna go.
I just think because of the contract, like the current way the NFL works, like you keep the quarterback. Yeah, I don't know. Although if they got rid of Love, they'd have a bad quarterback for like a year.
You suck at this game.
I do. All right. I'm back. Yeah.
All right, LaFleur, got it.
Yeah, I guess.
Your turn.
All right. You are hosting a tailgate.
I am.
It could be at Lambeau, or it could be at AmFam Field, or it could be outside of Camp Randall, or wherever it is. Would you rather self cater it, like do all the cooking, do all the prep, all the plates, all the drinks, all that? You're in charge of everything, or would you rather have it like fully catered? And I'm going to give the caveat: you don't have to pay for it. Like you have an underwriter, like it's paid for. Are you married to like your dip and your brats and your everything? Or like if they're bringing in shrimp cocktail and like catered, like doing it a little fancier than you would normally do it, are you okay with that? Self tailgate or catered tailgate?
So this is a bit of a trick question for me because my wife, Amanda, is the best host ever.
Oh, okay.
Ever.
Challenge accepted. Let's go.
Yeah, literally ever.
Love that.
She makes all the dips, does all the stuff, we have a system for tailgating.
Yeah, I love that.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with this.
So I would say catered.
Okay.
Because I don't have to pay for it. Why go through all of the work if you don't have to pay for that? However, I'd be curious what her answer is.
Yeah.
Because she's the one that has to do the majority of the work, but
does she like doing
it?
Does she like?
Does.
Okay.
She loves hosting. So I wonder if I got that one wrong.
Can you still host even if it's catered? Like if you're the host?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. And I would definitely take credit for paying for it, even though I didn't.
Yep.
Look
I
at
like
the
that
spread I put on for you guys.
Yep. I just wondered that one because I know there's like that element of like, well, I would never do a catered tailgate. Like it's got to be my brats and my dips and my everything, and this is the way we've done it for 30 years.
No, I don't have
which
that
is okay.
problem.
I'm okay with that if people have that.
Okay, would you rather a Bucks championship or Packers Super Bowl?
I think I would rather a Bucks championship. Like I know I'm in the minority in the state, like the big minority, and I'm okay with that. Football's always been my third favorite sport. I really like the Packers, but I bleed green and purple for my Milwaukee Bucks. And I just and I think about like legacy. Like I know Jordan Love needs a Super Bowl and all that, but Giannis needs a second ring. Like I want Giannis to get that second ring. I don't want him to be in that group forever of one ring guys. I think Favre and Rodgers' careers would have been superiorly better had either of them won a second ring. And so I think I will take the Bucks.
Okay. I would not.
Yeah, no, I figured you would not.
Yeah.
Would you rather be able to throw a baseball 90 plus miles an hour or shoot 40% from three regularly at the NBA level?
I'm pitch. Absolutely.
Absolutely pitch?
Just
Okay.
to say that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Like that feels like a good, like one of those games that you play in the parking lot and win money. That happened to me. Whew, story time.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
This happened.
What do you got?
So Kenny Chesney was at Lambeau Field.
Yep.
And Brian Braum was the former
quarterback. The Louisville
Yes.
bust.
Yes.
Can I say that?
Longtime buddy of mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
He'd be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
So we were tailgating. This is post his career.
Okay. Yeah.
And some guys walked up and we bet them that our buddy, who they didn't know who he was,
Didn't know it was an NFL quarterback,
could take this football and throw it 70 yards, 60 yards into a dumpster.
Okay. It's a big target. Big target.
Yeah, but it's a long, decent
So,
ways.
yeah,
right?
that's a long throw that you never know with the wind.
$20.
As McManus can tell you.
I got $20 that says he can throw in a dumpster from here.
Yeah.
No way. No. Maybe it was longer, but they did not think it was a chance. Right now, I didn't think they knew who he was. So sure enough, Brian gets the ball, bam, right into the dumpster.
Crushes
they hand
it.
over cash.
Yeah.
And we look at them, my buddy Aaron and I, and we go, do you not know who that is? And they looked at us and go, yes, we know who that is. Why can't he do that on the field?
He could throw it that. He just couldn't read defense.
Literally,
it's very
betting
different.
against him.
It's a very different speed. Real quick before we get back to Would You Rather, Travis writes in on YouTube and he's got a question that he still wants to throw into the morning mind dump.
Yeah.
So I figured we'd throw him in there. He says, if it's still open, what if Matt LaFleur is playing chess and not checkers? And all these game call situations are just setting up other plays and calls on the back end of the season. So I like the concept. What I would say to you, Travis, is you don't sacrifice games to do that. You may sacrifice a play here and there to set something up for later in the season, but you don't lose games to set something up later in the season. Is that fair?
Would you rather have Matt LaFleur playing chess or checkers? Meaning, would you rather him have some grandiose idea?
Checkers.
Yeah, dude, get it
Checkers.
done now.
Win a game.
There's no way. He's
Win a
playing
game.
Chess.
Is it my
No,
you're right.
No, you
Okay.
just asked me the pitching question.
Yeah, you're right. And then you told the story, which was
So
a good story.
I think I know that you're gonna have. I think I know what you're gonna answer. Now.
Okay.
Would you rather a walk-off home run,
Hit
or
it or watch it? Am I a fan or am I doing it?
However you choose this one.
Okay.
Would you rather a walk-off home run or a basketball buzzer beater?
Home run. Did I surprise you on that one? You thought I was going to go buzzer beater. I am a basketball guy, but I'm also a baseball guy. And I just think the feeling of the walk-off home run. Like, I love the buzzer beater. We saw a couple the other night. Andrew Wiggins with a dunk at the buzzer for the Heat, and Desmond Bane hit a buzzer beater for the Magic. But I just think, hit it. Like, think about just like hit Joey Bats. Think about that Jose Bautista walk-off years ago. Think about what Joe Carter did. I mean, even think about what Isaac Collins did against Edwin Diaz this year against the Mets. I can't. I love that. All right, I got one that's relevant to Pat Murphy and Manager of the Year right now. Would you rather win back-to-back Manager of the Year awards in Major League Baseball, or would you rather make the World Series, but you're losing the World Series? But you're making the World Series, but it's predetermined in God's world, not in sports world.
I don't think I can handle being that close to not winning it. So I would take back-to-back.
Ooh, interesting. The heartbreak is too much.
It would be.
Wow, interesting.
Especially for the World Series.
Okay.
All right, I've got two more.
All right.
Would you rather a freezing winter or a snowy winter?
Snowy. 100%. Not
You'd
even
rather
close.
deal with the snow than the cold.
Yes, love the snow. Cold, when you get old like me, and I've loved the cold my entire life, I've finally gotten to the point where the cold is starting to bother me a little bit. Not a lot. I still like the cold. I'm a seasons guy. I love Wisconsin. People talk about San Diego or other climates, and I'm like, you can take those and put them in a paper bag and throw them in the garbage. I'm here for 4 seasons. But snow, I love snow. Snow.
Yeah, more?
Kids, all that. I do, yeah. Would you rather throw out a first pitch? And I know you're a baseball guy, so would you rather throw out a first pitch or shoot a half-court shot for money at halftime at a game? Yeah.
So my mind goes first pitch at a Brewer game, right?
Right.
Or a half-court shot. Now, here's how I assess
And the
this.
half-court shot, there's a cash prize associated with it if you hit it.
Man, this is tough.
$5,000. $5,000 from Potawatomi Casino, who's our
I am
hotel
so
casino.
much more likely to make a half-court shot than I am not to bounce one thrown out a first pitch. But what's more embarrassing, like airballing a half-court shot or bouncing a first pitch?
Bouncing the first pitch. Bouncing the first pitch is way more embarrassing.
Oh, God, both of these go viral if they go wrong.
Yes, they do. But they also go viral for the right reasons if they go right. If you bury that half-court shot, the place goes nuts. If you throw a strike on your first pitch, some people cheer. Most people don't care.
Half-court shot.
It's got to be high, yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
So
no.
I surprised you by going baseball with one of your questions.
Yeah.
You surprised me by going basketball with
Now,
one of
for
mine.
the record, I would really love to throw out a first pitch at a Brewer game just
Of course.
to say that I did.
Of
I think
course.
that'd be amazing.
Our buddy John Kuhn has. Mason Crosby has not. We got to make that happen this year.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got to get that happen. Because if John Kuhn has, then Mason Crosby has.
All right, last one for me.
Okay.
Would you rather Raw or SmackDown?
The obvious answer forever was Raw. Raw was the crown jewel. SmackDown was the secondary show. Raw was 3 hours. SmackDown was 2. But with Raw going to Netflix and really only being 2 hours now, and SmackDown still being on the USA Network, I feel like Raw's not as good. Although the past Raw, like 2 nights ago, was awesome. It was the best Raw in months, mostly because John Cena is amazing still as an actor. I'm gonna stick with Raw. Monday Night Raw it's the original. It's the one that you go with. All right. I'm gonna go to you.
Last one.
Whose career would you rather have had?
Ooh.
Mike Holmgren or Barry Alvarez?
Oh. Oh my God.
Barry Alvarez won Rose Bowls, but never played for a national championship. Mike Holmgren did win a Super Bowl for our Green Bay Packers. Barry Alvarez is known as the Godfather in the state of Wisconsin. Mike Holmgren is like, it's nice when he comes and visits, but he's not really one of us. Pick a career.
You know what? They put Mike Holmgren on their shoulders after he won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And
they've put Barry Alvarez on their shoulders.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did after the first Rose Bowl.
Okay, so albeit Rose Bowl versus Super Bowl comparison, I don't think there's a comparison. Now, when the Badgers won, I think it was the 94 Rose Bowl.
Yep.
That was like a Super Bowl for Wisconsin.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And that's honestly, if we could go back to a time that we're comparing Wisconsin football to today, the way it felt, it's that.
Yeah.
And Barry Alvarez, single-handedly, I believe, is the greatest thing to ever happen in Wisconsin sports, not just football. I also think he's overstaying his welcome.
Ooh, that is a hot take that I could easily back up, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take Holmgren.
And I love Barry. You'll take Holmgren in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right. There's a lot of really, really good ones.
That's fun. That's a fun segment. I hope I asked some good questions.
Well, you asked great questions. What I love the most is I know that there are so many listeners across the state of Wisconsin that are answering these along with us. Josh and I talk about this a lot. The silent majority is the listeners that do not text, do not call, but feel like they're participating in the program. That's why I love that segment.
That's great.
Thanks for playing along. Also, we have a lot of great ones that just came in on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking
We
text
really
line,
do.
so we'll get to those next.
And some terrible ones. Some
great.
ones that made me feel a little uncomfortable. That latest one by Rhino, you might not want to
I haven't
read.
read it yet.
Oh,
We'll get to them next. Would You Rather Wednesday here on Inside Wisconsin Sports on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back. We are inside Wisconsin sports. Trevor Thomas, Mitch Thunder Nellis in for Josh this morning. Playing a little Would You Rather Wisconsin Sports Edition. The Nicolay Law fan talking text line is not disappointing.
No, it is not.
It really never does, frankly.
It's fair.
But this morning, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down these.
Whew.
The Would You Rathers have come in hot and heavy. And these are agonizing. Some of these are agonizing. That's what I love about this.
Yes.
Some of these are agonizing.
And that's what Would You Rather show. Like, we didn't really do agonizing. We did tough choices, but some of these are intense.
Okay. From the 224.
Okay.
Would you rather Brewers win a World Series and have to erase all traces of Euchre in the organization?
Ooh.
Or Bucks win another championship and Giannis goes to the Knicks the very next day? This is simple for me.
100%. This is beyond simple. This is 100%. Bucks win a championship and Giannis leaves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There is no Brewers organization without Bob Uecker,
Right.
and I refuse to act like it literally. Like what I hear this person saying is it's the little blinky thing from Men in Black. Like we get to experience a World Series, but right before we win it, they go ding ding.
Now I'd rather have that though, because then I wouldn't even know what I lost. Like, so I guess no, I don't want it. I don't want it.
I don't even want it.
Nope, I don't want it.
I don't want to think about it.
Yep.
That's how bad that would
Agreed.
sound.
Agreed.
Would you rather retain Matt LaFleur for another season or have bamboo sticks shoved underneath your fingernails? Thanks, Rhino.
Why would I ever want bamboo sticks shoved under my fingernails?
That's Rhino is not happy with Matt LaFleur, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, nope, that's fair. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm taking Matt LaFleur in that case. I mean, in bamboo, I like bamboo. I don't know. Side note, we order our tissue paper, our toilet paper from a bamboo company. Like, we use bamboo paper, which is just like toilet paper. But you know, bamboo is renewable. Like, bamboo regrows as opposed to just cutting down trees. So
what I hear you saying is
we believe in the environment. Yep.
That's not what I hear you saying.
Right.
What I hear you saying is
I wipe my tushy with bamboo. Yeah.
And you believe that that's going to grow bamboo after?
Well, no, not exactly. Okay. When they cut the bamboo to make the toilet paper, the bamboo will grow back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather? What?
Yeah, you didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I didn't. No. Would you rather run through Myles Garrett for the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl or strike out Ohtani to win the World Series?
These are that's a great one.
Game-winning Super Bowl rushing touchdown. You are it. You ran through Myles Garrett, or you're the pitcher. It is let's call it the top of the ninth inning.
Yeah.
You're the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't
right,
work. You're whoever, and you're striking out Ohtani to win the World Series. What say you, Mitch?
I love the Ohtani one, but I'm running through Myles Garrett for a touchdown to win it. Like, I am. Yes. Yes. Nope. That's what I'm doing.
And I'm striking out Ohtani to win the World Series. Here's why.
Okay. All right.
I love the World Series championship celebration.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very, very, very close second, and or if not tied, to the NHL Stanley Cup final celebration. The Super Bowl celebration is drawn out, in my opinion. It takes forever. And I know the other ones do too, but the pandemonium when the third out happens in the World Series or the time ticks off the clock in the NHL Stanley Cup final, those don't compare to the Super Bowl for me.
I hear you.
So it's all about the moment.
I think the moment of, like, you're up or whatever, it's like 5 seconds left in the game, it's tied, you have one last play. If you don't make it, you call timeout, but you score I don't know. I just think that's awesome.
One more from Bob in Minneapolis. Would you rather have years of biting at the apple and never win a World Series, or go all in and win a World Series and then stink for 5 years?
So would you rather be the Brewers or the Marlins? Right? That's what he's asking.
I'd rather be the Marlins.
Yeah. I hate
Give
to say
me
it.
a World Series championship, please.
I know.
There's more. We'll see if we can get to them later in the show. Real quick. We got time for this one. This is a quick one. Would you rather watch Wisconsin football upset number 2 Indiana, or your high school alma mater advance in the playoffs this weekend, which would then put them in the state championship.
Is that someone's situation? Does someone is your alma mater in?
Mine is not, but this is an easy answer for me.
So
too.
my alma mater is not in, but where my daughter currently goes, the 8-seeded Whitefish Bay Blue Dukes have beaten the 1 seed, the 5 seed, and the 2 seed or whatever. So they actually have a chance to do that. Would I rather that or what? What's the other?
Watch Wisconsin beat number 2 Indiana this weekend.
All right, what do you got?
My alma mater.
Ooh, okay.
But that's totally biased. So my brother is the athletic director at my alma mater.
Oh, okay.
And the head coach, I'm still very good friends with, and he was a very influential man in my life. So no brainer. I would want the Johnson Crick Blue Jays to advance to state.
Crick. I gotta think about like what it means for the Badgers' big picture. I can't answer that question.
It means
I need to think about it like bigger.
Green Bay Press Gazette Packers beat writer Ryan Wood gives us his thoughts on what needs to change when he joins 9 to noon with Kuhn this morning at 10 a.m. on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. When we come back, a weekly appearance. I think this might be weekly with Doug Gottlieb, the UWGB men's head coach. He joins us next on Inside Wisconsin Sports on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself. You know, you have certain standards that you believe in, and I believe that young people want to be directed. I watched, Counts do it for years, and I took notes, and very pleased to say that, we're upholding those same type of standards day in and day out, and it's hungry players. Arnold brings me these guys I've never heard of, and he swears that they're good, and you know what? He's right most of the time. These guys are hungry to play. They're aware of what it takes, and I'm just proud to be part of it.
We're proud to have you, Murph, the National League Manager of the Year, your manager for the Milwaukee Brewers, Pat Murphy. 2 in a row. Let's go. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in. We are inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch Thunder Nellis in for Josh this morning on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Joining us now, I think it's going to be every Wednesday at 8 a.m. I mean, if it happens 3 in a row, it's a trend, right, Doug?
2 weeks makes a habit. 2 weeks makes a habit.
So this is week 3. I think it's a trend. Let's just do this thing and see how long we can make a go of it. Doug Gottlieb, the head coach of UW Green Bay men's basketball, and also he himself a national radio host every afternoon on Fox Sports Radio, here from 2 to 4 in Wisconsin. When you're out in Cali, noon to 2?
Yep.
And then when you're in New York, 2, 3 to 5. All right.
I was told there'd be no math.
There isn't math.
Come on.
I just want to point out what you pointed out, Trevor, was if you strip down all the basketball stuff I was doing, I was living in Newport Beach, working from 12 to 2 every day.
Oh,
living life.
Well, and Doug, so I'm here in for Josh today, but normally I co-host the Mason Crosby show, which is noon to 2 on these airwaves. So I'm used to that. I'm used to that noon to 2 life. Trevor's got me up at like 4 a.m. doing some godforsaken radio show. I don't know how he does this day to day.
Well, what Trevor knows, or what he's learning, and you're learning as well, is morning radio. They don't pay you for your content; they pay you to get up.
Amen, brother. That's absolutely right. Yep.
What they also don't know is you put a lot of time and energy into this thing the night before. A lot.
Wait, you're supposed to prep?
Yeah. Well, the night before, and then you lose sleep.
Right now, I'm prepping for the Tommies. Right now, I'm prepping for the Tommies.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's move on to you. By the way, we have sports questions for you, too, because you're, one of the
sports questions. We can do sports questions. We can do whatever you want, Trevor.
Well, let's talk your sport first.
Okay.
GB men's basketball. Mm-hmm. You had something happen to you at Kansas that I want to talk about. It was very fascinating. Have you heard so for those that don't know, Doug was playing at Oklahoma State at Kansas in a game and on accident had his shorts on backwards. Doug, have you ever heard the audio from the TV broadcast of that?
Yeah.
Can we play it for everybody else?
Sure, I don't know.
Hit it, Nick.
Am I imagining things, or does Gottlieb have his shorts on backwards?
I think he's got them on backwards, and the crowd has noticed it, Ron. So young Doug Gottlieb will have a few things in his ears.
Well, there's Gottlieb standing in the middle of the crowd, and when they break the huddle, there you go, Kenny, great shot. You will see that he changed in the huddle. There.
And the young man has a big smile on his face.
Smart.
He smiles at us and kind of takes a bow to the crowd.
That was outstanding.
Yeah, it's late Ron Franklin and John Sunvold, who's like an idol of mine. I like Sonny. He's a great dude.
So you were there with your team now just a few days ago, and towards the end of the game, those fans chanted at you, shorts on backwards.
Yeah.
Dude, that was a long time ago. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm part of the lore of KU basketball. It's been 26 years since that happened. And that's all they can think about. All I can think about was we lost on a crummy call. Adrian Peterson, our best player, got called for a foul 35 feet from the basket on Ryan Robertson. I like Ryan. Ryan was a rival of mine, even though he didn't know it, just because he was McDonald's All-American when I should have been. He went to Kansas when I wanted to go there, all those things. So, yeah, I mean, all these years later, what I found amazing was it was the student section chanting shorts on backwards, and we're alive.
Yeah, they weren't even alive yet. That's amazing. I love it.
But yeah, no, it's a thing in the Big 12 where everybody, I was forever called by Jayhawk fans shorts on backwards. They like that because my senior year we beat them by 33 and 19. 33 was the worst loss Roy Williams ever had at KU.
Nice.
But let's let bygones be bygones.
Sure.
All right, you took one on the chin at Kansas. You went to Buffalo, lost a close one, and now you get a W versus Ripon as you get ready for St. Thomas tomorrow at 7 p.m. Doug, last year you talked about how it was a miss on your part that you didn't schedule some games early in the season that allowed your team to feel like what it's like to win.
Yep.
You got that W against Ripon. How do you feel about the upcoming games, knowing at St. Thomas they beat UWGB last year and at Minnesota going to be a tough one?
They're both really difficult, and we know that we got to learn how to win games when we're underdogs, and we took the lead in the second half late against Buffalo, couldn't hang on. We fouled too much. I mean, that's my takeaway. They shot 41 free throws, we shot 21. We got to do a better job of not fouling as much. But yeah, I mean, look, we used Monday's game. I thought Ripon was exceptionally well coached, and they had a bunch of threes in the first half. And we kind of told them, hey, look, if you think these guys can shoot, wait till you see the Tommies. And so there has to be an attention to detail. And our guys that have returned have really improved, led by Marcus Hall. And the newcomers, they're coming along a little slowly, but there's 10 of them. And, we're trying to figure out which one of them or which ones of them deserve the right to play. Right now, the only one that's starting is a freshman, Madawan Cicic, who's 7-1 from Montenegro. But he's bought into he's just playing hard and rebounding, throwing his body around. He's going to be terrific eventually. So, how do I feel? I'll let you know at game time. I know we're a little banged up. We actually, in an effort to use Monday to get better, it was 11 a.m. Kids' Day start time. So we actually practiced from 8:30 to 10:15 and then played the game at 11. And then cut it, and the guys all, rehabbed and did some lifting or whatever. And then yesterday, the heavy minutes guys did a lot of rehab. So, you're trying to, it's not just this game. Remember, you play the Tommies, who are picked to win the Summit League. They're very good. Then you play Minnesota's a Big Ten team, and you play them with one day off. And then we come home for a couple days, and then we go to the Virgin Islands and we play 3 and 4 days. We got 5 in 12 days. So we'll figure out our team hopefully by the 12th day and who wants to play, who doesn't. But we also have to manage, the load on some, Marcus Hall, Preston Ruger, CJ O'Hara, their legs, because all of these teams like to play fast. They're all very athletic, very well coached, and I feel good about it. I mean, I can't tell you I feel great about it because you're playing against, those are 2 excellent coaches. Like, I wish we had somebody who's a dope on the other sideline, right? That guy couldn't organize the fist fight. Unfortunately, I walked into a contract where we got to play St. Thomas up there the next 2 years. So, good times. Johnny Towers he's got 2 Wisconsin kids that are studs, and we're going to do our best to take them down.
Nice. Doug Gottlieb joining us here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. You mentioned Marcus Hall. He's averaging 33 plus minutes a game, leading you in most statistical categories. For those of us who aren't as familiar with his game, what can you tell us about what this kid brings to the court?
He's from Schofield. He went to DC Everest. Last year he had mono. Before the season, he was 198. This year he's about 228. Last year he started at center for me. And then eventually, by the end of the year, he was playing as much point guard as he was center.
Wow.
Unbelievably versatile, excellent shooter, super high-powered brain, competitive, wants to win, wants to be great, learning to really, really lead. Very good student, Jess, his girlfriend, they're just sweethearts of people. He's got a sister who goes here as well. Like, I can't say enough good things about him as a human being. And he's gotten to the point where, last year he'd fight me on coming out of games. No, I'm good. Like, yeah, dude, you're wearing down. You're clearly getting tired. So now it's like, he's like, why am I coming out? Like, look at the clock. Like, I try and take him out before TV timeouts, or underneath defense, because it's a place where you get fouls a lot. So we have a great working relationship, and I wanted him to take his kind of leadership with me, where he's willing to now tell me what he thinks and now lead them. And I think he's doing a very, very good job. So he's terrific.
Nice. Basically, Coach Doug Gottlieb just said, Trevor, that I want to be me personally, I want to be Marcus Hall when I grow up. That's basically what you just said.
That's right.
Which I'm okay with. That's good aspirations. Yep.
Well, I know Doug's personal philosophy is that, yes, wins are important, and growing good young men into good grown men is more important. Pat Murphy actually talked about that and how he learned that young people want to be directed. And actually, we have a piece, Doug, from our guy Caleb Durbin that talks about how important it is for him to feel like he's enough. And Murphy does that for him. It's coming up on the Inside Wisconsin podcast. Tell us about that part of your job in directing young men and helping them grow into good grown men.
It's a great question, Trevor. It sounds really hokey to somebody listening. You're like, yeah, you're a basketball coach. Just go win games. You're not going to win games when you have guys that, especially Green Bay, that aren't good people, aren't about the right things. And, oh, yeah, by the way, it's not fun if you're coaching somebody who you don't respect as a person, or you think their personal life is going to spiral out of control. If we aired this year, we aired on the side of really, really good kids, Now, you still got to coach them. You got to motivate them. And like you said, you got to be there for them. And we have some that had really, really high expectations in terms of how they're going to play and how much they're going to play this year. And they're not playing very much. And for those kids, you got to be there for them. Okay, hey, understand this is part of the process. I can only play 5. And I got to play the 5 that are playing the best and that make each other great. And until you're part of that group, you just got to keep working, got to keep getting better. So, yeah, it's a hard thing for a coach to convey to them they are enough, they're good enough, they're smart enough, they're tough enough, they're special young men, but I'm not going to play you tonight, right? It's a very hard line to walk. And the only way you can do that is if you build quality, honest relationships with the young men. That just takes time. That takes effort. It takes intentionality. That takes talking to them in your office or at your house, like I am now, without your phone on. Hey, man, so we're trying to do that on a daily basis. But a lot of that work is done before we get them. Marcus's parents are great. Preston Rudiger's parents are amazing. The more I meet these kids, the more I'm like, man, I like your parents as much as I like you. Even, LeBron Thomas is struggling for us right now. He was junior college All-American. But I talk with his dad and his mom Latoya and his dad Derek on a weekly basis, and just checking in with him. How is he doing? And we're all here for these kids, but I can't play them all, especially the ones that aren't playing up to their capability.
Doug Gottlieb, the head coach of UW Green Bay men's basketball, joining us on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. On Wednesdays on Inside Wisconsin Sports DG, we play Would You Rather. This question came in right before you jumped on with us, and it is insanely relative to you. Would you rather fix the economics of NCAA sports or the economics of Major League Baseball?
NCAA sports. What's the matter with the economics of baseball?
No. You're on the radio in Wisconsin, Doug. The economics of baseball is that they're completely broken.
Not like the NCAA is, Trevor.
The
NCAA is broken.
They're actually very similar, but that's okay because you have the haves and the have-nots in sports. So.
Well, and from a baseball perspective, there's a lot of fans, specifically here, that are Brewers fans that wish we could be more competitive based on somebody like the Dodgers buying World Series and having more money than God himself. So true, though, is it in NCAA sports. So here you are.
I don't understand how the two are different.
They're not.
But you can only fix one.
You can only fix one.
No, I know.
You would say
at least
sports.
baseball. Well, first of all, it's professional baseball. Second of all, they do tax. There is the tax level. Obviously, the Dodgers got creative with Shohei Ohtani. It's funny, when the Dodgers kept losing in the playoffs, I didn't hear any of this from anybody. None of it. Now, I wasn't on with you, Trevor. Okay, so I don't know.
Well,
I didn't hear any of
the
this.
Brewers.
None of it. Nobody. And oh yeah, by the way, how much did the Blue Jays spend?
7th in the MLB.
Okay, they're spending. Padres are spending. They can't win crap because they're the Padres, right?
Mets too.
It's a good point.
Mets too.
Yep.
Okay, so and it's like the Brewers didn't lose because of their. I don't think they lost because of their roster. They went because they all of a sudden they couldn't hit starting pitching. Now Blake Snell is nasty, okay, filthy, and obviously they went and I love can't beat him. Joined him when he was great in Tampa when they played against them in the series back in 2020.
Yep.
Again, I'm not saying it's fair, but like we're all adults now. Tell me what is fair, Tell me where there's this fair thing, and the as much as the Dodgers have a lot going for them, the argument in recruiting or in signing players and free agents was one, it's not 100% hit rate. Matter of fact, it's not a high hit rate. Second of all, it's still the same argument as recruiting, right? You can go there, but that's Mookie and Shohei and previously Clayton Kershaw's team. You can come to Milwaukee and just be beloved by a city and be a guy on a really cool team, right? Again, it's,
that's the Green Bay way.
Correct. So, yeah, I mean, and it obviously people watching baseball, 26 million people in the States watch Game 7. That's a huge number. Like, for the economy of baseball, they need the Dodgers and Yankees have to be relevant. And frankly, one of the two of them have to be in the World Series for the sport to matter right now. That's just where we are with baseball. And this is from a fan who will tell you baseball is a way better watch now than it was before the new rules. And the Brewers are the perfect example why, right? They play fast. It's an athletic sport now. It moves really, really quickly, right? You're out of there in way under 3 hours. It moves way quicker. I was at the Packer game. Like, that game dragged on and on, and you got replays and, hey, I thought it was a 30-second timeout. Why is it 5 minutes? Right? Whereas baseball baseball is like the opposite of what perception is. But you're never going to get people to watch it if you have, no offense, the Brewers taking on, I don't know, any of the other National League teams that people don't care as much about, right? Against the Diamondbacks. Like, you just can't. You have to have at least one of those behemoths that people know to bring them to the TV sets. And then they can fall in love with the Brewers. They can fall in love with some of these other teams that play more of 2025 baseball.
Doug Gottlieb, the head coach of GB men's basketball, joining us on Inside Wisconsin Sports. You got one more, Mitch?
Yeah, I know we're running up against it, but Doug, I live in Whitefish Bay. I believe you grew up in Whitefish Bay for at least a couple of years before you guys moved out to California. Any memories of Whitefish Bay? Anything? My daughter goes to high school there. My other daughter's in 7th grade. We love the community. I was just wondering if you remember from being a little 4-year-old running around Whitefish Bay.
Next time I'm on, I'll have to. My mom's asleep. She's in California, but she has the address. And every time I used to do a Marquette game or go when I visited Marquette, I would drive by the old house, which is super cute. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome. We recruited a kid who is from Whitefish Bay, but he went to Cal Baptist. He was in the portal.
Got it. Okay.
I can. Am I allowed to? I mean, he doesn't play for us. Whatever. Anybody can look it up. Whatever. Like, it's not for lack of trying.
Right.
And I know you guys are sponsored by Gruber Law.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Steven played for my dad in AAU. So
but that makes sense.
Jerry Smith and Steven came out and flew out to California 2 summers row, played for my dad. Yep. My dad helped him get recruited to Brown.
Jerry Smith from Tosa East, I believe.
Yes, who's now on my staff. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Tosa East, all-time leading scorer. With the world's given gift, Jerry Smith. So,
the all-time leading scorer and Tony Smith went there, and a bunch of other great players. Devin Harris went there, and Jerry Smith, the leading scorer. So that means something.
Well, I'm not allowed to. You're not allowed to mention guys you're recruiting.
Right.
But we recently received a commitment from somebody in that general vicinity.
Sure. Yep.
So in that general vicinity, and it
Love
was amazing for Jerry because Jerry and I, we went down to a couple local high schools. We're like, Jerry, how many do you have here? He's like 46.
Wow.
I was like,
Amazing.
46.
Yeah.
How many
No big
shots,
deal.
Jerry? How many shots did you
A
win?
lot.
Like, oh yeah,
A lot.
of shots. Who won? So memories. I mean, look, Milwaukee's awesome, man. And Whitefish Bay is such a cute little community.
Well, the next time you're in the Bay, a cup of coffee's on me, or beverage of your choice, or whatever.
Coffee is my beverage of choice. So
Same.
there you go.
So nice, perfect.
You know, I got a word of advice from me from one of my esteemed longtime radio producers. He now runs the Padres station in San Diego, Adam Klug, and he says this about black coffee and plain iced tea are one and the same. They were put on this earth for one reason: to be sweetened. To be sweetened.
Okay. Nicely done.
Doug Gottlieb, UWGB men's basketball coach. We'll talk to you again next week, Wednesday. Hey, buddy, happy Wednesday. Go get the Tommies.
Happy Wednesday.
Have a good
Doug
weekend
Gottlieb.
in Minnesota, my friend.
Let's go.
Thanks.
All right.
The Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. When we come back, Lane Grindle from the Brewers Radio Network joins us to tell us about our guy, Pat Murphy, and why he's
Manager
so
of the year,
deserving
baby. Two-time.
of the
Two-time.
NL Manager of the Year.
Two-time.
Nailed it. We are inside Wisconsin Sports on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome back. We are inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Mitch Thunder Nellis in for Josh this morning. We are the Wisconsin Radio Network. And joining us now on the Wisconsin Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law, one call, that's all. A good buddy of ours and yours. The voice, of course, of Milwaukee Brewers baseball, Lane Grindle. Thanks for jumping on, Lane, in a busy morning for you. We appreciate it.
Oh, no problem at all. This is there's two seasons in my house. There's baseball season and then the season of Allie. Allie is my wife's name. She gets to make all the calls once the baseball season's over to make up for all the time that I'm gone. So
understand.
I have a lot of duties in the morning getting kids to school.
Big news.
We know what that's like.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I wouldn't be able to
No
do
doubt
this
about
without
it.
my wife, Amanda. You get it. We get it. And
Yep,
obviously,
same.
Thunder, you're dealing with it this morning, too. Yeah.
Absolutely. I actually dropped my wife off at the airport at 5 a.m. today. She had to go out of town for work. So we trusted the 15 and 12-year-olds to get themselves to school on time, and they did. So it's like a big parenting win. I'm good. Everything else can go wrong the rest of the week. Today happened. I'm good.
That's a big deal when that is possible for your kids. I've got 4 of them, and the 2 younger ones currently in 6th and 4th. And when I'm gone for spring training, they're responsible for getting themselves on the bus every morning because Allie's a teacher and she's got to leave early. And so I actually love it. It kind of teaches them some responsibility at an early age.
Love it.
Until they forget their stuff, and then you got to write it down when they're in high school. And that happened already this week.
Yeah, same.
I'm dropping off a lunch at the intermediate school in about 20 minutes.
There you go.
Man.
All right. Well, at least we're all in this together.
Parenting.
Yeah. Adulting.
It's the best.
All right, Lane, the big story of the day, of course, last night and this morning, our guy, manager of the year yet again. Tell us why Pat Murphy is so deserving of this award.
Well, I think the record speaks for itself in that regard. I mean, I don't think you have to peel too many layers back on what he's accomplished in his 2 seasons to understand why he deserves the award. But why has he been in the position to win this award for these 2 years? I think that is maybe the greater question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's because of his authenticity, his ability to connect with the guys, to read the room. We can talk about critical game management and moves and what you do with the bullpen and all that stuff factors into a manager of the year award. But I think the bigger thing is, can you get guys to show up every day and give you their best? That's hard to do over 162. I think he's as good at it, if not better at it, than anybody else in the game right now. And that's why he maximizes his roster so well. And he would hate that I'm saying all these things because he doesn't like to take the credit. He would say this is collectively what we do as an organization, top to bottom. I've been blessed with great coaches around me, great players that buy in. I mean, all of that has to be true to make this work, but he's at the head of the table when it comes to this. And he's done just a brilliant job at getting that buy-in and getting guys to show up every night ready to win tonight. We've heard that mantra a lot, and it might sound cliche, but it's true. And it's why the Brewers exceedingly every year seem to outplay the prognosticators and what their expectations are for the Brewers, because that is an intangible that you can't really put a value on in February, but it shows up in June and July.
So, Lane, with all these back-to-back manager of the year is unbelievable. Like, how did this happen? Like, it is that attention to win tonight and all those sorts of things. But like Pat Murphy, bench coach for so long, college coach for so long. Like, how did this translate in such a way to immediate success, that there was almost no learning curve, which I'm sure he would say there was a learning curve, and that's all he's done his entire life is learn and be ready for this situation. But how did it go so right so quickly for Pat Murphy at the helm of this team?
I think there's a lot of different ways you can answer that, and I'll focus on a couple of different things. He has had such a robust background in this game with so many different types of experiences. I think it makes him uniquely qualified to connect with multiple different types of players, whether it's the young, hungry player that's trying to scratch their way into the lineup on a daily basis, or the veteran guy that's been around and is going to play the long game a little bit more over the course of 162. I just think he has this ability to connect with the different type of player at different points of their careers because he's been a college head coach. He's been a minor league manager at different levels of the minors. He was an interim manager with the Padres, and then he was a bench coach for 8 years for Craig Counsell. So he's had all this different experience that is, added up to the guy that he is today. And he talks very openly about that he's different today than he was 4 years ago or 10 years ago, because he's willing to learn. He's willing to let it be a two-way conversation and see what he can get out in terms of personal growth of these types of things. But I think that's a big part of it. I also think that he was uniquely the right fit for this group of guys when he took over last year. I mean, to have players like Sal Frelick and Bryce Turang, this year Caleb Durbin, and you can go on down the list with all these young, hungry players that are probably in a different place in their careers. Not probably, they are in a different place in their careers than the Jose Quintanas and the Christian Yelich's. And so he could, and I say this a lot, and I know he would dismiss this again because he's humble, but I think he has this unique ability to coach the young players and manage the veterans. And I think last year's team and this year's team were unique in that way, where they had a collection of both. And he understands how to navigate that, I think, as well as anybody I've ever been around.
When he accepted the award on the MLB Network last night, he talked about how young people want to be directed. And he has such an incredible way of doing that. As a matter of fact, you just name dropped one of the guys. Caleb Durbin is the next guest on the Inside Wisconsin podcast. I asked him about his relationship with Murph. Here's what he had to say, Lane.
Murph was really awesome to me, right away. Just trying to make me feel like I was a part of the team already. He always says, like, you're in the big leagues, you're here because of who you are, not what you can do or what you've done in the past, but it's about who you are is the most important thing. So that kind of just helps me settle in, and because I hear that and it's like, okay, I could just be myself. Like myself is good enough.
Myself is good enough. Do you know how hard it is to get a 25-year-old to believe that? And somehow Murph does it.
Yeah, he's really good at finding a way to connect with these guys and to empower them to be themselves. As you just, that's exactly what Caleb was just saying in that soundbite. And I think he's really phenomenal at that. And I'll take it a step further. It's not just with major league players. It's young players he's come in contact with over the course of his career, not just college players. This is a guy that has the Sandlot program down in Phoenix, and that has impacted so many young youth baseball players. And one of the things that I've taken from Murph, and luckily in my job, I have this great benefit where I get to spend a ton of time with him because I do his manager show almost daily. And a lot of times that turns into 5 minutes of the show, but maybe 35 or 40 minutes of us sitting in the office talking baseball, talking youth baseball, talking big league baseball, talking life, whatever it may be. He's such a willing participant in those types of conversations. He's a conversationalist. I think anybody that's been around him knows that. He genuinely shows an interest in you and what you have going on. And so you feel empowered when you're with Murph. But he really has, I think, throughout my time around him, he's talked to my own son about, be yourself and be the best version of yourself you can be. But you don't have to be someone else. There's a reason why you are what you are. And I think when you have that feeling, I think when you have the power to do that as a player, it's freeing. It allows you to kind of let go of all the other pressures and things. And you believe like, hey, this is who I am. This is what got me here. I have to stay with it and things will work out for itself. And I think that's what it's like for Caleb Durbin and countless other players that have come through the Brewers organization with Murph at the helm.
Lane Grindle, Brewers Radio Network, joining us here on Inside Wisconsin Sports, part of the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Switching gears a little bit, Lane, but obviously relevant for today. The MLB general managers meetings are going on right now in Vegas. Do you follow these? I know more usually comes out from the actual winter meetings in December. But what type of news do we get from these meetings? What happens at these meetings? And anything you're paying special attention to from a Brewers perspective?
Yeah, I don't know that there's anything specifically that I'm paying attention to. I think the off-season conversation, of course, is going to continuously be Freddie Peralta just naturally. Whether or not something happens there, I think, is anybody's guess, because there's so many things that have to come together for him to be moved or not be moved. And I think the Brewers would love to find a scenario where they don't move him, because he makes them better right now. He's a tremendous part of that clubhouse. He's just a tremendous pitcher, and he's a guy that's been a workhorse. He's been available. That's a big part of it too. So I think you'll always read every little story that pops up, but I don't know that you can read too much into any of this stuff. We're at the very front of this offseason. I think some seeds get planted in terms of deals that may come to fruition in a couple of weeks when they get together for winter meetings. But, typically this isn't a huge week in terms of activity on the acquisition front. But I think you start planting some of the seeds for those things to happen. It'll be an interesting offseason, I think, for everybody. There's a lot of big names that are going to be out there in free agency. It's a little different type of free agent pool than what we've seen in the past. I think it's going to be a very robust starting pitcher market when you read everything that's out there from the national scribes. But it'll be fun to follow it all. I think the Brewers are in position to have a great baseball team next year. I mean, so much of this team is back. Most of it is. And so what the final construction of that group looks like when they report in February for spring training in Arizona is still to be determined, but I think it's going to be a fun, exciting group.
February can't come fast enough for me, Lane. Love me some Brewers baseball, and love it when you join us on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Thanks for squeezing us in on a busy morning for you, brother.
Thanks for being flexible with me. It's always fun to talk about Murph and talk about the Brewers. What a great time to be a Brewers fan.
Amen to that.
That's
all
for
right,
sure.
Get back to your day.
Thanks,
Grindle.
Lane.
Thanks, guys.
The Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. I was over here kind of thinking about a would you rather question for Lane.
Okay.
And I
we could come up with one, but
I looked in our list, and I was like, oh, would you rather hit a walk-off home run or a buzzer beater? Well,
yeah, probably baseball.
I would think baseball.
Yeah.
We'll get them next time.
My other question would have been like, are you mad you're not in Vegas at the GM meetings? Like, and the answer is yes. I would, as much fun it is to run lunch to the middle school, being in Vegas maybe a little bit more fun.
Working in Vegas, though, not so fun.
No, that's true.
That's
a
a
good
tough
point.
spot to get some stuff done. Green Bay Press-Gazette Packers beat writer Ryan Wood will give his thoughts on what needs to change in the Packers offense to shake these struggles right out of them. 9 to noon with Kuhn this morning at 10 on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. What's Up Wisconsin is next. K2 against the Bucks tonight. We'll cover it. We are Inside Wisconsin Sports on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Trevor and Josh want to know.
What's up?
What's up, Wisconsin?
What's up?
What's your plan for the day?
What's up?
What are you doing tonight?
What's up?
Let us know what's up on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
All right, what's up, Wisconsin? We are Inside Wisconsin Sports. Mitch Thunder Nellis this morning in for Josh. Time to see what's up in your world. I know what's up in mine tonight. The Bucks at the Charlotte Hornets for a few reasons. One, the Bucks. Two, Con Knipple, Milwaukee's own. Wisconsin Lutheran High School, went to Duke, and now having quite the year already with the Charlotte Hornets. Is he still a Bucks fan, Thunder? I wonder.
Obviously not a Bucks fan anymore.
Oh,
it's obviously not a Bucks fan anymore. It's obviously not a Bucks fan anymore. It's obviously not a Bucks fan anymore.
Okay, we got it.
I guess he's not a Bucks fan anymore.
We talked to him here on Inside Wisconsin Sports, I think last week, maybe the week before. Don't know.
Nice.
And that's tough, right? Because he grew up a Bucks fan. He grew up in Milwaukee.
His whole life. His uncle played for the Bucks.
For the Bucks.
Yeah. Bucks are 5.5-point favorites at Charlotte tonight. Giannis is questionable with his knee. Assuming Giannis plays, I'll take the Bucks.
6 p.m. Central, Milwaukee time. Bucks at Hornets tonight. What do you got going on in your world?
Well, we got some more basketball going on. UWM is at Indiana. Indiana just beat the you-know-what out of Marquette. Now UWM's in Bloomington. That's a 6 o'clock start on FS1. Indiana's favored by 24.5 in that one. We'll see how that one goes. UWM's played pretty well so far this season. And Arkansas Little Rock is at Five Star Forum tonight, taking on Marquette. That's a 7 o'clock ESPN Plus. Marquette favored by 20.5 there. I will be at Whitefish Bay High School for our basketball parents meeting. Big Rumble is a member of the JV girls basketball squad. Fighting for a starting spot, maybe.
Love it.
And so we have our parent meeting tonight. I'll be there. Mrs. Thunder, as I mentioned, I dropped her off at the airport this morning. So we've got a flat of homemade mac and cheese ready to go for dinner tonight that Dad just has to put in the oven. Love just the dinner in the oven.
It's funny you bring up that Marquette game. Marquette, I believe, Indiana was favored by 2.5 and lost by 23. Marquette.
Yeah, 100-77.
So would you take Milwaukee tonight? Indiana minus 24.5?
I probably wouldn't, because it's at Indiana, and Indiana might be really good. They might be sneaky good this year. I actually think Milwaukee's better this year. I think they're pretty good this year. But just going to Bloomington, I don't know, it's tough on the road. It could, if it's a 15-point game midway through the second half, it could get ugly.
Yeah.
It could go either way. So I'd probably take Indiana there.
It does seem like if there is that type of situation in the second half, these big teams go on like a 20-2 run.
Right.
And just bury whoever they're playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've watched
it is middle of the week at Assembly Hall, though, so it's probably not so crazy of a crowd.
I've watched a lot of Horizon League basketball the last 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
I would take Milwaukee.
All right.
We'll see who's right. You're not here tomorrow morning.
No, but I can always call in at the end of the show or something like that. You got Tommy with you tomorrow, though. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yep. TK, Tommy Wirtz. Couple of news of notes as well. Jameis Winston expected to start for the Giants this week against the Packers. That's a noon start at the Meadowlands. And Jair Alexander taking a break from football. I know we mentioned that briefly last night when we were chatting, that Jair trying to get physically and mentally right. Obviously a tough break from the Packers, and then nothing seemed to go right for him in Baltimore. Now a member of the Philadelphia Eagles, not active this past week, and taking a step away from the sport of football.
Jair is on record saying that his body's not right and his mentals aren't right.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them are equally important. I would argue the mental side is more important.
Mm-hmm.
So good on him for noticing it and saying, you know what, I got to step away, especially after what we just saw happen in Dallas. So good for him. Hope he gets the help both physically and mentally that he needs. There's no arguing he's an insanely talented football player and would have a major impact in the NFL if he could stay healthy.
Both mentally and physically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I think there were times last year where he was, obviously he wasn't physically healthy and got in an argument with the coaching staff about that what was it, the Bears game, I think it was, toward the end of the year. But I know that there were times that he probably wasn't mentally ready to play either, and either was forced to play, or maybe there were times he was mentally ready to play, and the team didn't think he was ready physically to play. Like, and I could see it going both ways. But I echo your sentiments, and I remember years ago, Larry Sanders, the forward center for the Bucs, who stepped away for mental health reasons and really never came back to the sport. I don't know what Jair's future, what his path looks like, but I hope he's getting both the physical rehab and the mental health treatment that he needs to get back to being whole as a human being first and a football player second.
The Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line, 414-677-1250. What's up, Wisconsin? The 262. I have to eat the rest of my sad chicken stir fry that I made during the Packer game and fold laundry.
Dude, I love a chicken stir fry. I know it's sad because it happened during the game and we talked about that, but man, I'll come over and help you finish the chicken stir fry. Let's go. You got some water. You got some water chestnuts in there. You got some bok choy. What do you got?
How long do leftovers last in your home before you go, probably shouldn't eat that anymore?
I know that was a discussion the other day where like Josh was like, 2 days, and you were like a week. Forever in our house. Literally until they go bad. We will keep everything. And
smell test?
Test? Smell test, sometimes taste test. Mrs. Thunder gives no you-know-whats. She will taste anything. Like if it fails the smell test, she won't taste it, obviously. But we are a huge leftover family. We do not waste any ounce of food. We go full throttle.
We carry chocolate milk in the house
on
a regular basis.
Okay, yeah.
The half gallon of chocolate milk that I pulled out of the fridge the other day to take a swig out of it. Yep, that guy. I'm totally that guy.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
It was on Monday, and it expired on the 14th.
So its sell by date was the 14th.
Meaning it expires.
Meaning it's still good for another week.
Yeah, so you thought.
That's what, sometimes, you know what that means is that a kid left it out for 6 hours on the counter and then put it back in, and so it went bad. That's different than it going bad.
It was a close call. I smelled it before I took a swig out of the jug, and I was like, woo.
Yeah. I'm glad you smelled it first.
Me too.
Always with milk. And we go through a lot of milk at our house, and I always smell it first, and it's like, I know if somebody left it out on the counter.
Glad you smelled it first. Yeah. We'll just use that as a liner.
Yeah.
Glad you smelled it first.
Life lessons, people.
Yeah. Our thanks to Lane Grindle for joining us on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Doug Gottlieb, always an incredible guest. And all of the chatter on Would You Rather Wednesday. And, of course, congrats to Pat Murphy, 2-time, year after year, NL Manager of the Year. Mitch, I really appreciate you. Thanks for filling in for Josh the last few days.
You bet.
We'll talk to you tomorrow morning with Tommy Wards on Inside Wisconsin Sports on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
We're not done yet.